Most people think that their relationship problems start when somebody else does something wrong. But from my experience, the moment things start to unravel happens way before then. It's the moment you leave yourself. And I think the tricky part is most people don't realize it as it's happening, because leaving yourself doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it can look like analyzing, scanning, decoding, trying to figure something out. It can look like trying to decide if somebody is safe, whether they're love bombing, whether they're genuinely interested in you. Underneath all of that, something very subtle has already occurred. Your nervous system started orienting outward. And when that happens, you stop locating yourself inside your body. Hi everybody, I am Jackie, and I teach people how to move from analyzing their relationships to actually living inside of them. And today I want to talk about the moment where most people end up leaving themselves in connection and how to catch it when it is happening. We have been taught that the way to navigate relationships is through behavior analysis. Look for the signs, watch for the red flags, pay attention to consistency. Figure out their intentions. So people spend an enormous amount of time trying to interpret what somebody else is doing. But here's the problem. When your attention is fully organized around what somebody else is doing, you've already lost access to the most important information that is available for you, your own internal experience. You're no longer asking, how do I feel in my body when I'm with this person? You're asking, what are they doing? What does it mean? What should I make of it? And that shift from self-location to external evaluation, that is the moment you leave yourself. I see this so clearly in conversations about love bombing. People are constantly trying to determine if this is love bombing or if it's genuine effort. They analyze the behavior. Are they texting too much? Are they complimenting too much? Are they moving too fast? But here's the problem. Genuine interest can look the exact same. Someone who is excited about you will probably text you often. They will probably plan thoughtful dates. They will express enthusiasm over the relationship. They will compliment you. So behavior alone cannot tell you the difference. And when people are externally oriented, they end up doing one of two things. They either get pulled in by all of the attention, or they write somebody off because of all of the behavioral rules they learned online. Both of those responses are coming from the same place, external orientation. They are evaluating the other person instead of locating themselves. When your nervous system learns to reorganize around internal orientation, the process changes completely. So instead of scanning the other person, your attention drops into your own body. And now the question becomes, what is happening inside of me while I am interacting with this person? Am I able to stay present with myself? Am I feeling rushed? Am I feeling pressure? Or do I feel space or curiosity? Do I feel like I can remain myself inside of the interaction? This is what I call recognition. We are not analyzing their behavior. We are recognizing your own internal experience as the primary source of information. And from this place, the difference between love bombing and genuine interest becomes much easier to feel. Not because you decoded their behavior correctly, but because you didn't leave yourself while it was happening. The reason most people don't recognize when they leave themselves is because it happens very quietly. It usually looks like checking your phone repeatedly, thinking about what they meant, replaying conversations, trying to predict what can happen next. All of that mental activity pulls you out of your body and towards the other person. And once that happens, your nervous system is no longer organized around self-location. It's organized around the relationship, which means your ability to recognize what happens actually becomes harder. So the practice isn't about becoming better at analyzing behavior. The practice is to learn how to catch yourself every time you try to orient outwards. Notice when your attention moves to the other person. Notice when you try to interpret instead of feel. Notice when you're more focused on what they're doing than what is happening inside of your own body. And when you can catch that moment, you can gently bring yourself back. back to your breath, back to your body, back to the very simple question: what is happening inside me now? This is how internal orientation is rebuilt. Not by controlling relationships, but by returning to yourself again and again. So the goal isn't to become perfect at relationships. The goal is to develop capacity to stay with yourself while you're inside of them. Because when you remain oriented to yourself, that is when recognition becomes possible. And then from that place, you no longer have to constantly analyze the other person. Your body already knows. If you want to deepen this skill, the recognition manual is where I walk you through the process of shifting from external orientation to internal orientation, because learning how to stay with yourself in connection is a practice. And once that orientation stabilizes, everything about how you experience relationships can change. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I will see you in the next video.